amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With more than a month left in 2017, there has already been more than 300 mass shooting events this year. On October 1st, we saw the worst mass shooting in our history as 59 Americans enjoying a concert in Las Vegas were gunned down by a single shooter, ensconced in a hotel room. Just a few short weeks later, 26 Americans were mercilessly murdered while worshiping on a Sunday with family and friends at a church in Texas. Last week, just before Thanksgiving, 4 people, including 2 children, were shot outside an elementary school in California. Our nation has experienced one mass shooting on average each and every day this year. This is outrageous. And this is nothing to say of the horrific gun violence in cities and homes across the country claiming lives daily. Yet after all this, we as a Congress and as a committee have not yet considered any legislation, not one step, neither large nor small, to meaningfully address the gun violence that is wreaking havoc in communities throughout our country. Sadly, today we're not here debating legislation to address gaps in our background check system or consider the rising problem of stolen guns or even regulate the bump stock that allowed Las Vegas shooter to convert his weapon into a functionally automatic one. Instead, this committee is now marking up a bill that will weaken what existing common sense regulations we have in place. So-called concealed carry reciprocity undermines American gun laws by forcing states to accept the concealed carry permitting standards of every other state, even if another state has no standards at all. My constituents want gun safety standards to protect our communities, not a race to the bottom policy that puts more of our neighbors at risk. Illinois, in fact, has common sense regulations on concealed carry permits. For example, if you've had 2 or more DUIs within the past 5 years, you do not have the right to obtain a concealed weapons permit. And Illinois is not alone. A majority of U.S. states deny concealed carry permits to people with multiple recent DUIs. This is a deliberate decision about who is simply too irresponsible to carry a firearm in public. Yet this bill would steamroll over our state's laws, allowing multiple offenders to carry anywhere in the country so long as they seek out any low standards permitting system willing to issue them a permit. In a new study published earlier this year, researchers showed that among handgun owners, convictions for DUI and other alcohol-related crimes are associated with a major increase, a 4- to 5-fold increase, in the later risk of arrest for a firearm crime or other violent crime. In other words, these convictions are a serious flag that a person is at risk of committing future crimes. States that have decided to bar these offenders have determined they are too irresponsible to carry in public, and Congress should not be overriding this decision. My amendment to this legislation allows states like Illinois to continue to enforce our state laws barring people with 2 or more DUI offenses from carrying a concealed handgun. I urge my colleagues to join me on this amendment to allow states to enforce common sense rules preventing irresponsible concealed carry. And I yield back.
For the purpose of the gentleman from Iowa, seek recognition.